In this video, I'm going to tell you how Arnold Schwarzenegger started and launched his successful real estate career, which launched him into being a multi-millionaire investor, business person, governor, and icon. So, just for context, I run a company called Raise.com. My name is Nat Myers, where we have a platform that assisted people in raising millions of dollars by creating funds in real estate and in buying businesses. So, why is Arnold Schwarzenegger somebody to learn from in his business journey? There are three main points I want to walk through. The first one is when he did bodybuilding and he did acting and everything, he made his first million through real estate. So he acquired a 6 unit multifamily deal, held it for 3 years. He rented out the 5 other units and it helped him pay for the mortgage and make profit on it. And then after 3 years, he sold it, acquired a 12 unit multifamily, perhaps did something similar, sold that, acquired a 36 unit, and kept on doubling from there. And his real estate portfolio is worth over $300 million. So he kept it very simple. It's really important to understand not just how he did it and how anybody can do it, but it's more important to understand the context around how and why he was able to do it, and then the mindset going into it, because Arnold is a really big person on mindset. So he started as, obviously he had this bodybuilding dream and he was a star bodybuilder, obviously. But in becoming a bodybuilder and in focusing on being a bodybuilder and being number one thing that he did really well is he knew how to position himself in a way so that he wasn't desperate for roles. So his massive deals with movies were mainly because he wasn't desperate. So when he made his first bodybuilding moves, it really didn't produce that much cash for him. He had a brick laying company that, he worked really hard at with his friend Frank Colombo. And one of the sales strategies that he used was the good cop, bad cop sales strategy, where Franco Colombo would come up to the person and be really mean about the price. And then Arnold would say, "Oh, no, you're being too mean." And then they'll go back at the van and talk and negotiate and act as if Arnold is a good guy, and then go back to the potential client and come to a fair negotiation. So it's like one of the oldest things in the book. So anyway, from that and, from 9 to 5 jobs, things like that, I believe that he saved up money to buy that first sixplex and rent out the other 5 units to different people, so that, because when you buy a piece of in your multifamily, you're obviously paying off the mortgage, and the rental income from the people in the building help pay down the mortgage and help potentially make profit. And so he saved that money, and then it helps him own more equity in that deal. And then after owning more equity in the deal, he obviously sold it. 3 years, I'm not sure how much value add he did, but it sounds like there's some value add. Perhaps he added some value to the units before he sold it, and kept him going from there. And I believe it was the first flip or the second flip that made him his first $1 million. And the thing is that when he had this business going, that's when he started going into movies, because in his, read ton of his biographies, Be Useful, Total Recall, his interviews with Tim Ferriss, different things like that. One thing that he always said is he said that he was never desperate for a movie role because he already had the money coming in. So that boosted his career, because he never focused on taking any role that came at him. He would have to wait sometimes years to get a good role, like Conan the Barbarian, or Gemini or Terminator. He only took the best lead roles in movies because he wasn't desperate and he didn't need the cash flow, because he already had a successful real estate business. So eventually, that's mainly the story with real estate. Like not a really deep technical story. It's just there's that. And the second thing to take away from what he did is when he signed a deal with the movie Gemini, it made him an asymmetric amount of money. Gemini, is a movie where he negotiated a deal that was a percentage of the upside of all the cash that was made in that movie. Whereas usually the other movies, is just like a flat fee. Gemini made him the most amount of money. And it's probably the most unknown movie that he acted in. So the thing that made him a lot of money with that movie is the way that the deal was structured. And just from the deal structure, that movie made him the most asymmetric amount of money, like in a deca millions of dollars. So that all being said, I guess the last thing that you can learn was throughout the story was that Arnold was amazing at selling. He focused on selling the idea to people, to the masses when he was being a bodybuilder. He focused on selling the real estate to people to actually buy it. He focused on selling the idea of only going to get in the best movie roles that were needed so that he wasn't desperate. He changed his environment so that he would only take on the roles that were the best for him. And then he focused on selling when it was time to get a good deal with a movie and structure the deal in a way that made him the most amount of profit because the upside was shared with everyone. So with this, these are some quick lessons. What do you think of the lessons? Is it something that you can apply to your business? So like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.